Just here at the community gardens today. We just fixed up a couple of wonky uprights. Hello monkey. Shade. I thought I'd do a bit of a tour. Yeah, where to start? Well, the idea of the garden is it's based around a mandala style pattern. So we have a semicircle garden bed there, another one there, water and a bit of storage in the middle, and then we have a garden, two larger semicircles go around the outside. So on the north side, is this the north side? Or on the top side, we'll call it top side, don't know where I am at the moment. They've got lemongrass, that's the flowering kind for tea, in amongst everywhere. They've got little bits of comfrey planted, some marigolds, tomatoes, I'm not too sure about that one. I think it's arrowroot.
Where?
Just over there.
It looks like arrowroot or a ginger.
Some snake beans by the look of it. So, some nasturtiums, bits and pieces of everything. Whole heap of tomatoes that are coming on all around the garden. So, yeah, very interesting. A little bit of a work area here. So that's the main garden. You've got some mustard and broccoli and bits and pieces going to seed, some borage down in there, a little macadamia nut in a pot. There's a working compost base down here. Chris, one of the chaps, does a bit of lawn mowing, so when we were here yesterday it was mulching up a whole heap of horse manure here with some lawn clippings and putting it in there to compost. The garden bed's being donated by the lovely people at Bunnings, so this was levelled out yesterday and sort of levelled out, and the garden bed will be going there. When this place was, I found out yesterday, this place in the 2011 flood was just to the top side of the garden was pretty much all covered. Didn't have water flowing through because of this fence. It was sort of a backwash eddy, Chris said. So what they did was they scraped up all the mulch that was deposited. It was mainly pine bark, I'd say, probably from the park over there and people's gardens. It's a big council recreation park area in there. So they ended up with a lot of pine mulch and bits and pieces. So they just put it here. It's been composting for 18 months or so now, if not longer. So they've decided to use that on a few different garden beds, and there's some leftovers over there. Just a little garden bed on the outside here. Some beans, climbing beans. Some more brassicas, looks like pak choy or bok choy.
Lone lettuce.
Little lonely lettuce. Some more beans coming up there.
And
what are they? These
tomatoes.
are, and also some radish, some feral tomatoes. Oh, tomatoes go volunteer everywhere. Over here we have a bit of a different take on the herb spiral. Chris was explaining to me yesterday. There's going to be a path all the way around and then formed gardens intermittently in the spiral, with the sticks offering different shade levels for the different herbs. So that's a project yet to be completed. As this is a volunteer community garden, there's no funding really, so it's just whatever people can afford to put in themselves. So this is a nice little garden bed. At the moment it's got some beans growing around it. Some okra was planted out, and this lot was cleared last week. We went here last week. The last of the broad beans. Looks like a lemon down here, and a little corner patch. Not too sure what's going on in there. I think that was a passion fruit by the look of it. There's another passion fruit along the fence there. More broad beans. Some arrowroot, and looks like taro down in there. Pawpaw. I'm not too sure what this tree is, but luckily they've left us a tag. Some nice pretty flowers.
Guava.
It's a guava. I'm not too sure what sort of guava, but there's a guava. And some more arrowroot planted there. What?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Tomatoes. So I can't see a tag on that little one, I'm not too sure. Marigolds. Looks like there was some snow peas or peas in there. It looks like a whole heap of volunteer tomatoes to me. There's supposed to be some sunflowers in there too, according to the tag. So, another tree I don't know. Over here we have another little garden bed and the chalkboard. This one's got sweet potato popping up in it everywhere. So that's interesting. Some nasturtiums, aromath, some corn. That looks like a parsnip, I might be wrong. Tomato, some buckwheat, a maca tree, and this stuff here is galangal. I gave it the scratch test yesterday and it's a nice sweet galangal. Yeah, so I also utilise these the surrounds of these trees here. And there's a whole heap of watermelons planted in this one. Down here we have more watermelons. I think that's an old Kent pumpkin just there. And they've done the same down here. There's some sort of pumpkin planted down here, I'm not too sure though. But over here, Kira and Karen planted out some corn yesterday after we dug the mulch all the way through. So after they dug the mulch all the way through. There's just 3 rows of corn I think up in there. And this is the remainder of the beetroot and a few other bits and pieces down in here. These bottles have just got tiny holes in the base so they can fill them up with water, and they just leave them here and they slowly just waters the ground. So that's a look at the Ipswich Kitchen Garden Community Garden. So hope you like that. It's a nice little place, great mob of people. So, we'll have a quick look around the inside. There's a couple of things here that I like a lot. One of them being mustard greens, a newfound favourite for me. They've got a bit of mint just going everywhere, I mean everywhere. Just some brassicas going to seed. This one being rocket. This is the Malabar spinach or Tahitian spinach. Some taro. This stuff here we've fallen in love with, the warrigal greens. Unfortunately, we planted it in the aquaponics, but it seems to have died off, and the seeds I got from Joy in Share the Seeds have died off. So unfortunately, well, they haven't died off, they haven't germinated, so unfortunately I think we'll be raiding this. And we need spinach. Over here we have some kale. Oh, pigeon pea. That's a pigeon pea. There was another one here. I think they took that out the last couple of weeks while we haven't been here. We've started to grow some of this at home, and I intend to grow it till twice that size, a whole stand of them, and then just chop it off at the base, mulch it all up, and use it as garden mulch. It's a nitrogen fixer, and it also mines nutrients from down below. Just a whole heap of different greens in here. Silver beet or chard, kale, there's a Russian and looks like Tuscan, some more little baby chard in there. So parsley and mint and more of the spinach, some sacred basil, love this stuff. And they've got some, not too sure about what this plant is, someone probably knows. Beautiful flowers though. So I suppose that's pretty much all it. Some aloe. Do you enjoy coming here? Mm-hmm. Yep. Great mob of people, so we're really happy to be involved. So that's pretty much all it. We've just fixed up a couple of posts here that were falling down on a passion fruit vine, so I think we shall be off. Hope you enjoyed the look at the little garden here, and have a great one. Catch ya.